Welcome to episode number 8 of his Green Bay Packers Madden 22 franchise series. And today, I'm obviously playing my Green Bay Packers Madden 22 franchise series, like I just said. It's episode number 8, like I just said, and it also says it in the title. That's episode number 8. Sorry about that. About to play the NFC Championship game against the VIKINGS at US Bank Stadium, in Minneapolis. This is the winner of this game will go to the Super Bowl. It's a big game. I'm nervous. I know it's just a video game, but I am still nervous. Both 11-6, but unfortunately, the VIKINGS have a tiebreaker. We finished tied in the division, but the VIKINGS had a tiebreaker, so they won the division, and they won the 1 seed, and they got the 1 seed, so that means they were the only NFC team that got a first-round bye. We, on the other hand, didn't win the NFC North, didn't get the top seed or the 1 seed, but we still made the playoffs as the 5 seed. So here's a playoff picture right here. 5 seeds, so we weren't guaranteed a home playoff game. Went to Arizona, or Glendale, or whatever. Played the Cardinals, who we already beat in week, 8, 27-24. We beat them in the wild card round 36-19. And then we actually had a home game against the 6-seeded Cowboys, because the 5 seed, 6 seed, and 7 seed all won. So 7 seed Seahawks went to Minneapolis, where they lost 31-14, and then the 6-seeded Cowboys, who beat the Saints 31-28, came to Green Bay. It was snowing, and we obliterated them 41-3. Difficulty is pro, by the way, but there's 4 difficulty levels here in Madden 22. It's rookie, pro, all pro, and all Madden. I'm on pro. We still obliterated the Cowboys 41-3 at Lambeau in the snow. But if the 7-seeded Seahawks would have beat the 1-seeded Vikings, we would have hosted the Seahawks. But because the Vikings beat the 7-seeded Seahawks, they're hosting us, obviously. And then in the AFC Championship game, the 4-seeded Bills or the 6-seeded Ravens are going to Buffalo to play the 4-seeded Bills. The Browns are at the 1 seed. Seems like they always did at the 1 seed. Like, in a normal franchise, this game wants the Browns to do well, and that's unrealistic. But they were the 1 seed. But the Ravens, who were the 6 seed, upset the 3-seeded Jaguars, which I'm not sure how the Jaguars were so good. But Ravens beat the Jaguars 35-24. And then the Ravens went to Cleveland to play the 1-seeded Browns, or the top-seeded Browns, beat them 17-10, and now they're possibly going to Baltimore to play the Bills. So they've won 2 road games, Baltimore has, and they made it a 3rd, and if they can, they're going to the Super Bowl. And then the Bills, who were the 4 seed, obliterated the 5-seeded Patriots in Buffalo 42-17, and then they went to Kansas City to play the Chiefs and beat them 19-14. So now they're hosting the Ravens in the AFC Championship game. So it's the 6-seeded Ravens at the 4-seeded Bills in the AFC Championship game, and then it's the 5-seeded Packers at the 1-seeded Vikings in the NFC Championship game. And yes, I know we're 11-6. We should be 12-5 though, but in week 4, there's proof of this because this is a video. In episode 2 of this series, back in August of last year, we beat the Steelers. It was at 38-19. But when I went back to the main menu, it said up here, up on the top, that we lost 19-0 or something. I was like, so I count it as a loss. So really, if we went 12-5, we would have won the division and not a first round bye. Instead, it wasn't. They counted it as a loss. 11-6, tied for the Vikings for first place in the NFC North. Lost that tiebreaker, so the Vikings won the North, and they got the 1 seed. And we were stuck. At least we still made the playoffs. But we were the 5 seed, and obviously possibly had to win 2 road games, possibly 3. They get to the Super Bowl, but the first one was a road game. Obviously we won. Second game was home game, and we won. Now it's the road game. Winner of this game will play the Bills or the Ravens in Super Bowl 56 in LA. As Devontae Adams had a big week in the Cowboys game, which if you haven't seen that episode yet, it was the last episode of the series. It'll be on this guy in the top right corner right up here. There should be an icon that pops up at the beginning of the video. Devontae Adams is the NFC Player of the Week for the divisional weekend. And now let's get into this press conference. Usually I do these off camera, but because it's the playoffs, and especially because it's a conference championship, I'm going to do it on camera. Press conference, playoff rivals. Discuss facing a rival in the playoffs, let alone the NFC Championship game. Coach, it's not often you have to play someone for the 3rd time, but you're facing a familiar foe this week in the Vikings. What are you expecting in this game? Hard-hitting brawl or chess match? I would say chess match. in a battle of wits. We know them, they know us, and we're gonna find out exactly who knows the other better this week. And because whoever wins this game, obviously, well, like I said, over the Super Bowl, defense players on both teams will have +5 player recognition. Be divided and advance to the next round of the playoffs, aka the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 56 obviously has that, the real one happened like 2 weeks ago. It's at SoFi State. Super Bowl 56 is at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, but I'm just gonna say LA. If we do lose this game, obviously I might do a Pro Bowl in the next episode. Obviously, if we win this game, it'll be the Super Bowl. If we lose this game, it might. I think you can play the Pro Bowl. I might. Depends if I might play it. I might not. And even if I play it, I'm not sure if I know how to do it on camera or not. But yeah, next episode of the series, if we win this game, it'll be the Super Bowl. If we lose this game, it might be the Pro Bowl. It might be next season. And yeah, all the off-season stuff, regardless if we win the Super Bowl or not, we'll be off camera. So next episode of the series, like I said, if we win, it will be the Super Bowl. If we lose, it might be the Pro Bowl. And if it's not the Pro Bowl, then it will be Week 1 of the 2022 season. So yeah, let's play the conference championship. Packers at Vikings. We're the first out of the 2 championship games. We're first, so we won't know until after the game we don't know who for both of these teams. They don't know whoever wins it. They won't know who they're playing in the Super Bowl until after this game. It's not like we're the second game, we're the first game. So the winner of this game will not know until after. It's not like the first game the first game, and whoever wins for the second game, whoever wins that game, you already know who you're gonna play. But for us, whoever wins this game will not find out until find out right away who they're playing in the Super Bowl. Let's into the conference championship. Packers at Vikings, 3:05 p.m. Eastern at US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Skip that. Play full game. I know it's just a video name, but I mean, NFC Championship. We're an 88 overall. They're an 80. So quite frankly, I mean, Devontae Adams is double me. Jair Alexander, our cornerback, not quarterback, cornerback, like corner, like the CB, not QB. He has a shutdown, and then Aaron Rodgers, our quarterback, QB, has Gambler, which if it's activated, ends it's like 10 yards or 15 yards to your throat if it's activated. For the Vikings, they have Dalvin Cook, obviously, he's a 98 overall. Adams is a 99 though. He has first one free. Danielle Hunter, left end, has unstoppable force, and then Eric Kendricks is just on there. He doesn't have a X factor, or he's not even a superstar. Yeah, play Colin Hansel's in the game right now. Winner would go to the Super Bowl to play the Bills or the Ravens. There's Jimmy G. Surprising the Rams in this game didn't make the playoffs. When we played the Rams in Week 12, which is episode 3 of the series, or episode 4 of the series, they weren't that good. They should be better. I don't know, but Rodgers, 39 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. Cousins, 23 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Coach had 12 touchdowns and just under 1,400 yards. Let's watch the prediction. Alan Roach. Packers head coach is Vinny J, by the way. We beat the Vikings once, and the Vikings beat us once, by the way. And it's a championship game at US Bank Stadium. The Packers, yeah, it was where Super Bowl 52 was. Obviously, Super Bowl 56, which is the winner of the stand would go to Super Bowl 56, is in LA. Winner of the stand will play the Bills or the Ravens in Super Bowl 56 in LA at SoFi Stadium. As in Week 11, the Packers played the Vikings right here at US Bank Stadium and lost. And then the Packers played the Vikings again just in Green Bay in Week 17 and beat them. So the Vikings beat the Packers in Week 11, and let's say we're getting the ball first. So the Vikings beat the Packers in Week 11, and the Packers beat the Vikings in Week 17. And here's the return by Cobb from about the 2-3 yard line. And here we go. Here's a return, a little bit of open space. And he's taken down at the 36-yard line. Did return about, what, 33, 34 yards. Here's A-Rod. Come on, boys. Rodgers only has one win in the NFC Championship game. I think he's, what, 1-4 or whatever. Because he obviously beat the Bears in the 2010 NFC Championship game, but lost in 2014, 2016, 2019, 2020, and then lost obviously 2014, 2016, 2019, 2020. So I believe he's like 1-4 in NFC Championship games. Here we go. First play of the game from scrimmage. Here we go. Here's a hit as he threw, and it's picked off on the first play of the game. And a tackle by 33. Flat is down with Jones, a running back, to tackle him. And holding on the offense. Holding on. It was on the return. Oh no, I want to accept that. So it's although they said offense, it was on the Vikings. It was after the interception, so it'd be 10 yards back. So that bending up to R47. But Rodgers hit as he threw, and the first play of scrimmage is a pit. But they do back him up because of that penalty. Cook is diving down, or not cutting in, not diving down. 8 yards, setting down, and 2. But did back him up 10 yards from the spot of the foul, but still. I mean, first play of the game, that was unfortunate. Here we go. Here's Cook, who just, I mean, we were pretty good against the run. If I remember right, we were like first. I'm not kidding about that. This defense is pretty good. It just, hopefully we didn't contain Cook, because Cook is, I mean, their passing offense, not saying it's bad, but it's Cook's running like rushing yards per game for this team. It's pretty good. Here we go, and that ball is incomplete. The breakup. His Cousins is 0 for 1. Rodgers is 0 for 1 with that pit. Setting down 10. 4:45 they go in the first quarter. 6-minute quarters, by the way. 6-minute quarters. Here we go, and they're gonna give it to Cook again. Cook still got like 6 yards. It's not, or 7 yards. Now it's 3rd down and 3. Are they really gonna run it here? I don't know. Cook is, I don't know where he is, 25 right there to Cousins' left, is I believe is the other running back. Here we go, here's Cousins, that ball is caught! Why did you just stand there? That was Alexander, that's Jefferson. Yeah. So now it's 1st and 10 from the 11, just over 2 minutes into the game, empty backfield for Cousins. Come on, boys, here we go, and that ball is picked off! It's picked off by Darius Smith! He's at the 30-yard line! He's at midfield! He might be gone! 20! Coming the back to get him! As I believe the camera died, or the last clip ended right when Smith was tackled, or right before he was tackled, but Smith, the Darius Smith with a pick, had like a 95-yard return down to the 2 of the Vikings. Oh my, what a play by this defense. Picked off, I want to see the replay. Picked off Cousins, as that was a Darius Smith who in real life obviously like played week 1, played like 20 snaps, and then didn't come back into like, what, the playoff game against the 49ers? But that was just jumped around, picked it off at like the 6-yard line, and I believe the last clip ended right when he was being tackled, or right before he got tackled. The reason he got tackled, I don't know well, some Vikings player did obviously tackle him, but I think just because he's a defensive player, not used to running at this point. I mean, literally, he's almost run an entire football field. He just lost his stamina, and he was tackled by, you can see he was tripped up, and he was down to the 2, but the guy, that was Westbrook, number 89. Based on someone being number 89, that probably was a tight end. I don't think that was an offensive lineman, but then Darius Smith just lost his stamina because he's not used to running almost the entire football field. But it was literally like a 95-yard return, and he's down to the 2. But what a play! Both teams straight interceptions. Now it's 1st and goal from the 2 for Green Bay. Trying to strike first. Vikings were an opportunity to at least get a field goal, if not a TD. But that pick by Smith, and now we're in line for hopefully did a TD. Don't want defense from Minnesota. Here's Jones! Jones! It went nowhere. 2nd and goal. Stays at the 2. Going defense from Minnesota, trying to keep us out of the end zone. Here we go. Here's a throw. And now Rodgers is sacked. I gotta get rid of it before quicker. That's the Darius. I don't remember. Lost of 6. 3rd and goal now, but now I think there'll be a normal defense. but that was the Darrier, or it's Darrier Woods or whatever. I don't know. Here we go. Play action. Here's Rogers. Rogers to Tanyan. He almost got that. Now it's 4th down. It's 25-yard field goal. I'm not gonna take it. We gotta take the points. Although we should have got a touchdown, especially because of that. We were down at the 2, but then rush for no gain, then a sack, and then an incomplete pass. Crosby from the right hash, 25 yards. They did the Panthers on the board first in the NFC Championship. I hope I didn't miss this. Okay. I kind of missed the meter coming down, but usually, even if you miss it a little on those short field goals, it shouldn't miss, and I didn't. I didn't put as much power on it, so there's times if you put too much power, they might be able to block it, especially on pro, but we didn't get the touchdown after that interception by Smith, but we do turn the interception by Cousins, which was intercepted by Zadarius Smith, into 3 points. Here's the kick by J.J. Stott, our punter. In real life, it is Bojorquez, but when I started this franchise, our punter was still J.K. Stott. But in real life, they did release and got Bojorquez from like Buffalo or whatever. That's a touchback. And Vikings will take over at their own 25-yard line with 2:25 to go in the first quarter. 3-0 in Green Bay. Really do. From the 25, and now Clark just blew up a guy, and now it's a fumble! Number 89, Westbrook, who tackled Smith on the interception return at the 2-yard line. He was the one that recovered that fumble. He still got 2 yards out of that, but, I mean, interception, and Westbrook chased down Smith, and then Westbrook recovered that fumble right there. And now, that's a Ham, who I believe is a fullback. It's not even cooked. It's now 3rd down and 10, or 3rd down and 6. I don't like this defense. Here we go. Here we go on 3rd down. Here's a throw ball. It's caught by Cook. As he was running good, and now there's an injury with his offensive line of Minnesota, Wiley, number 77. Now it's 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line. 1:21 to go in the first quarter. 3-0 Green Bay. And here's a run. It did play. That's by Preston Smith, which Zadarius Smith and Preston Smith are not, like, biological brothers, by the way. They are not brothers. But they're on the same... Preston Smith and Zadarius Smith aren't brothers, but they're, they're not... They're called the Smith brothers, but they're not, like, biologically brothers. And then here's Ham, so that did not work. 3rd and 8 now. Yeah, they're called the Smith brothers, but they are not biological, or, like, they're not brothers by blood. Here we go. 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. You know, it's 3rd down now. There's a throw. It's caught, but he's shy of the marker. As he got their own 48-yard line, 4th and 4. And I'll tell you, that's the end of the first quarter, I assume. And it will. They aren't punting. Or at least right now they were lined up to punt. 3-0 in Green Bay after 1 quarter of play here in Minneapolis. And yeah, return middle. Just watch the face. Here's Colquitt, and now, I almost busted in there. I threw the sideline, and that went out of bounds at the 25-yard line. That was only, what, like a 27-yard punt. Although we put it beyond the line of scrimmage, the punt yards is from the line of scrimmage where it was stopped or downed or out of bounds or whatever. I mean, you think he would pin us deeper, but it starts at the 25-yard line, just like it was just a touchback. Here's Adams over the top. He's got it as he mossed 2 Vikings players. 28 yards, 1st down, Green Bay. As that's the first reception for Adams and first completed pass for Rogers. They had the interception and the incomplete pass to Tanyan on 3rd and goal from the 6. 28 yards for Green Bay to their 47-yard line. To the Vikings' 47-yard line. Here's Jones, and he got a yard. 2 rushes, 1 yard. Here we go. Here's Rogers. Rogers to Samuel, and that's batted down. Curtis Samuel, we got via trade from Washington for, I think it was like Devin Funchess, and who was another receiver and other people. 3rd down and 9 now. We're not in field goal range. Might be 4-down territory if they don't get this. Here we go. Here's a throw. Adams! And he's down to the 39. It's on a 3rd down, or 4th down and 2. But we might be in field goal range. Or we might go for it. Because it'll be a long field goal, but we're indoors. It's 56 yards. Crosby's lawn is like 50 57, 58 yards, maybe. I mean, he might have hit 59 in week 18 against Detroit. I'm going to see if I can hit it. Is there any wind? There's no wind. Oh, yeah, we should be able to make this, like, not saying easily, but, like, the meter right now of the line, trying to see the circle is, like, right there. I gotta stop screwing. Here we go. 56 yards. I might have missed it on the back end, but that ball is right down Broadway. Crosby from 56. Kind of missed the meter coming down, but was not even near an upright, or it was near it, but it was wasn't like HUD'd and upright. It was right down the middle. 2 field goals for Crosby from 25 and 56, and it's 6-0 Green Bay. So he's 2 for 2 on field goals, hit from 25 and now 56. Here's a tip by Scott, our punter. 4:06 to go in the first half. 6-0 Green Bay. And remember, Minnesota gets the ball, and Westbrook looks like he's a returner. Minnesota gets the ball now, down 6-0, and they get the ball at halftime. 4:06 to go in the half. 4:06 to go in the first half. 6-0 Green Bay. Here we go. And now that ball is going to be caught by number 19. It's Thielen, I believe. 1st and 10 after their first drive, they had the interception by Zadarius Smith, and the second drive after there's that punt. Here we go. And this is Ham, the fullback. I don't know where his spot rush is 7 yards. I'm not sure where Cook is. They also, I believe, they have Madison, which is their second-string running back, I believe. Sending down an 8. Smith has 2 tackles. Preston Smith, that is. And by the way, Buffalo and Baltimore are both 10 and 7, by the way. Here we go. There's a run, and Ham's blowing through people. And I believe he got a first down. No, he did not. 3rd and inches. 3rd and inches now from their 48-yard line. 2:40 they do in the first half. Quick game so far. 6-0 Green Bay. They're in the NFC Championship. Here's Ham, and Ham only down like 2 or 3 at our 49-yard line, but he only needed less than a foot. First down, Minnesota. They don't have to do another play, but they probably will. 2:10 they do in the first half. Both teams have all 3 timeouts. Remember, Minnesota gets the ball after halftime. Here's a run, and that's by Ham still. I'm not sure where Cook is. 2-minute warning. I have to pick the play. 2-minute warning now. 6-0 Green Bay in Minneapolis. Most scoring game. We have 3 drives, an interception, and 2 field goals. They have 2 drives, not including this one. They threw it. Cousins threw an interception, and then obviously there was the punt. Here we go. Plenty of time for Cousins. Wide open. It's 83. They didn't inbounds to our 40-yard line. First down minute, or not first down, actually. 3rd and 1. Would have been first down by a mile if he stayed in bounds. 3rd and 1 now. Empty backfield for Minnesota. Clock did stop it. They did go out of bounds. Here we go. And that ball is picked off by the other Smith brother. Preston Smith is a pick along with Darius Smith. And the Packers have it. 2 interceptions for Cousins on 3 drives. First interception was intercepted by Zadarius Smith. Second one was intercepted by Preston Smith. Like I said, aren't brothers by blood, but they're called the Smith brothers. And both Smith brothers both have 1 interception. And the Packers now have the ball up 6-0. Here's Rodgers to Adams, his favorite target, and he's down to the 26 of Minnesota. As he's in the zone, as Rodgers two completed passes, and they're both to that man. Devontae Adams. Here we go. It's a PA slide. And open is Mercedes Lewis, the big tight end. And here we go. 2nd and 5 now. 60 seconds to play in the first half. Here's Jones up the gut. And he's going to be a little short here. 3 rushes, 4 yards. Minnesota's not calling a timeout. It's 3rd and 2 now. Maybe we should, but also it's like I don't want to give Minnesota a chance here in the first half. I know, even a field goal made it a 2-score game. Here we go. That ball is thrown in the end zone. Samuel's got it. Touchdown Green Bay. And we lead by a dozen. 12-0 Green Bay in the final minute of the first half. As we turn that Cousins interception, this Cousins interception in the 6th. And it's now 12-0 Green Bay. There's an extra point by Crosby, and it is right down the middle. It's 13-0 Green Bay, 39 seconds to go in the first half. Vikings still have all 3 timeouts at 39 seconds, down 13-0, and remember the Vikings do the ball after halftime. But we can't give up any points here, no points here. Cousins in 3 drives has thrown 2 interceptions, and then the other drive, the Vikings punted. And that will be, assume, a touchback, and it will be a need in the end zone touchback. You know, first and 10 for Minnesota, they're on 25-yard line. London, they did something going here. Hopefully they don't, though. They did the ball after halftime, though. I mean, here we go. And that ball, a bit shunt play. It's a 38-yard line timeout, number 1 used by Minnesota. 34 seconds to go. Come on, boys. Come on. So last look on the right when the play started. It was about, he dumped it off, 6 yards. Stayed in bounds, though. We tackled him in bounds, so they have to use their second timeout. 28 seconds to go. They're at their own 44-yard line. That's stealing again. Here we go, trying to get in field orange. Have one timeout. That ball is caught by Jefferson, but the time is running out. They're hurried up, and then they call their timeout. So they wasted like 10 seconds. They call their final timeout that they're at our 49-yard line. So it's first and 10 at our 49-yard line. 14 seconds to go in the first half, and they have no timeout. So they have to do it out of bounds, because if they stay in bounds, if they tackle in bounds, they have to be over. And they still have to get like 15 yards in field orange. Here we go. Here's a throw in the middle of the field to the 40-yard line, but there's only 8 seconds. And they're not even hurrying up here, and that is the half. They had their field goal unit out there, but they had no timeouts. Don't blame me. That is the complete AI. That is the AI. They did send their field goal unit out there, but they had no timeouts, and time ran out, and they did not score. It's 13-0 in Green Bay at halftime, and let's listen to John Coachman and EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Winner will play Buffalo or Baltimore in Super Bowl 56 in LA. Obviously, that game is at 6:40 p.m. Eastern today in this game, obviously. Yeah. Vikings with the ball 6.5. If that had a drive going there, and if they had a timeout there, or if they had a little bit more time, they would have probably got a field goal. Assuming that the guy would have made that field goal, that would have been like a 57-yard field goal. That would have been like a 57-yard field goal, but Crosby did it hit from 50 sets earlier. So here's the tip by Steins. Vikings with the ball at 6.5. 12 minutes remaining in the NFC Championship game. 13-0 in Green Bay. And that will be a touchback as a team by Westbrook in the end zone. So with Tampa 2. Here we go, and now Clark busted in! Kenny Clark! With a tackle for a loss, as that was me, I was user, and he blew up the guy who was blocking and tackled Ham. I'm not sure where Cook is. For a loss of 1, 10 down and 11 from the 24. Here we go, and now it's a play action. Plenty of time is to throw it up, and it is on bodies and dropped by number 9. And now it's 3rd and 11. They're blocked in that time by the offensive line, but so now here we go. And that ball is caught by Jefferson, but he is a little short. He got 9 yards. 4th and 2 now, and they'd probably be punting, and they are. There's not much to fade, but I thought they would fade it from their own 33-yard line. And now we have a no opportunity to get up by more here. And now, I thought I could bust in with Black. Here we go. That is his name. From the 22-yard line, here's Cobb on the punt return. And he's up to the 35-yard line. That's where Green Bay will start the first drive of the second half, already up by 13. We're up 13-0. Let's try to do a TD here. Rodgers in the zone. I think Adams also in the zone. So RPO, let's just divot the Jones, though. Wasn't really found anything on the ground. 4, just 7 yards. Does get 3 on that one, though. Am I sending that on 7? Let's go with I formation. Here we go. Play action. And now, throwing it out as he's open at the 40-yard line of Minnesota and down to the 35. First down, Green Bay. Rodgers sits for 9, 115 yards. Touchdown, which is a Curtis Samuel. And then, obviously, the 1 interception. I forgot Samuel had that touchdown. Adams 4 receptions, 92 yards. Obviously, Samuel has that I think it was 1 reception for that touchdown, and obviously Tanya, I think, or Tanya doesn't have one, but Lewis does. We don't have David Bakhtiari, by the way. Here we go, sending down and sits now at their 32. 3:20 they down in the third. Here we go, here's Rodgers on the boot. Got away from the defender. It's called by Samuel, and he's got a touchdown again. It's second of the game, and the Panthers lead 19-0. I wish they'd go for 2 to be up by 31. Let's run it. They probably, oh yeah, they're not doing goal line now. Up the middle is open, so here we go. There's a run up the middle by Jones for 2, and Jones is untouched in the end zone for the 2-point conversion, and the Panthers lead by 3 touchdowns. 21-0 Green Bay, 3:13 to go in the third, as we got a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, and the Panthers lead by 3 touchdowns, which is over with a quarter and a half to go. So with a quarter and a half to go, the Vikings are down by 3 touchdowns. As that will be another touchback, but the Vikings just have what? They just had a quarter and a half to go, and they're down by 21. Here we go, and now it's Ham. I don't know where Cook went. And now Westbrook, who obviously tackled Zadarius Smith on that interception return and recovered that fumble in the first half, is injured. And obviously, apparently their kick returner and probably punt returner, I don't know. But obviously, I haven't punted once. Yeah, because obviously we got a score on every drive except for the one where he threw the interception. Here we go, and that ball is caught by T-Shawn Johnson over the head. That is to their own 37-yard line. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. First down, Minnesota. Here we go, and now, oh, it's play action. I thought he was going to run it. There's a run, and now Cousins is sacked by Zadarius Smith. It was a sack to tackle after the interception. Almost a pit six. It's now 2nd and 23 as he lost 13 yards. 21-0 Green Bay. 2 minutes to go in the third. Sending down and long. Quick throw, and it's picked off! Picked off by Kevin King, and he's gone! Pick six, Packers touchdown! 26-yard return, or 26-yard pick six for Kevin King, and that could be your dagger. It's now 27-0 Green Bay as he jumped around and returned it to the end zone for a Packers touchdown. And the Packers lead by 27. 3 turnovers for Minnesota to our 1, which is on the first play of a scrimmage. As Cousins has 3 interceptions, including a pick six. Rodgers is 1, but Rodgers' team, which is the Packers, obviously, is up 28-0. 1:57 to go in the third. Here's a kick by Scott. 28-0 Green Bay, which is over a quarter to play. And that is number 15 now because Westbrook's hurt. I think he was holding his shoulder or something. Or his elbow. So it's number 15 now doing the returns. But it's been a touchback every time. Here's Minnesota, who, I mean, they've been as far as they've got is like our 45-yard line. Here's a throw. It's Thielen. He got 8. But Cousins, I mean, he has 110 yards, but he has 3 picks. What? Zadarius Smith had the first one. Preston Smith had the second one, and Kevin King had the third one, which just happened, and it also was a pick six, obviously. Here up the middle. Ham did not hit the first down, and now Kenny Clark is hurt. Darn it! One of the best defensive linemen in the game, and he's hurt now, so hopefully he's not out for the Super Bowl if we do get there, which, knock on wood, we should be able to get there. 3rd and 1 now, and can they hit the first down? They did by the hair of their chin, that's for sure. And then he needed 1, I believe he only got 1, maybe 1.5. First down, Minnesota, but there's only 1 minute to play in the third quarter, and they're down by 4 touchdowns. And as far as that guy's like our 45-yard line or something. Haven't been in the red zone once. Yeah, they were after the interception. So the closest they've been is our 11-yard line. That was after the Rodgers interception when they started at our 47-yard line. That was after the Rodgers interception. Dislocated shoulder. So he's probably out for the Super Bowl, maybe. So there's a week before. There's a week between the Super Bowl and the NFC or between the champion. There's a week between Championship Sunday and the Super Bowl, or between Championship Sunday and Super Bowl Sunday, but that's probably more than a 1 week injury, or And that's only unfortunate. I've said that bid title for a loss. 3rd and 9 now. And that'll probably be the end of the quarter, and it will be. 28-0 Green Bay as we head to the 4th quarter here in the NFC Championship game. We got 30 points in the 1st quarter, 10 points in the 2nd quarter, and 15 points in the 3rd quarter. 28-0 Green Bay as we begin the 4th quarter. 3rd and 9 for Minnesota at their own 37-yard line, down by 4 touchdowns. 6 minutes to go in the NFC Championship. Here we go. And now there's a throw. That ball is caught. No, it's not caught. And it's incomplete. Rodgers is dancing on the sideline. And it's 4-down territory. They're down by 4 touchdowns. They died it to the our 40. No, they died it to their 45 for a first. Here we go. 4th and final. Throw it up. That ball is intercepted. What an interception by Chandler Sullivan, one-handed. I'd rather have that hit I'd rather have it as an incomplete pass because then we had the ball at their 37, but instead we have the ball at our 34, but we're up by 4 touchdowns. 4th interception for Cousins. It was what? Zadarius Smith had the first one, Preston Smith had the second one, Temington had the third one, which was a pick six, and then Chandler Sullivan had that 4th one, which is a one-handed interception as he just threw it up as it was 4th down. Still throwing it. Here's Tanya, starting tight end, who in real life towards ACL in week 8 against the Cardinals. Obviously didn't hear knocked on wood because who knows what, whatever his name is, Penny Clark. He's probably going to be out for the Super Bowl because dislocated shoulder, that's probably more than a 1-week injury. Here we go. And now Jones just don't want to get any more people hurt for the Super Bowl because, I mean, there's 5 minutes to go in the day and we're up by 4 touchdowns. So, I mean, it should be safe to say, I hope I hasn't jinxed myself, but it should be safe to say we're going to the Super Bowl. So, good job by this defense. I mean, 4 interceptions, and then especially that one by Smith, which he's intercepted at the 6-yard line. Here we go, and now Rodgers will throw it to Samuel. Already has 2 touchdowns. He's still breaking tackles down to the 17. Rodgers only had 9 completed passes, but 2 touchdowns, both to Samuel. 1 interception which was on the first play for the scrimmage because he was hit as he threw. But I mean, head of a game. Head of a game. Here's A-Rod. And he's going to throw it, and that ball, I did not see number 55 because it was the purple end zone behind him. That was Anthony Barr or Bear or whatever. Sending down 10. That was dangerous. That was Adams. Here we go. And here's Jones. Jones kind of ran into his own man and only added that 3 yards. 4 minutes to go in the game, though. We are in field goal range. And it is a 4-score game, so, well, yeah, it is a 4-score game. 3rd and 7 now. 3:40 to go. We are throwing it here. And now that ball is... Oof. Yeah, that would have been picked off. It should have been. 31-yard field goal for Crosby, who's already hit from, what, 25 and 56. It made it a 31-0 lead. Made it a 31-0 game, or a 31-0 lead for Green Bay, and it's right down the middle. 31-0 Green Bay with, what, like 3 minutes to go in the game. You didn't miss anything. Here's a kickoff by Scott right now. 31-0 Green Bay. 3:34 to go in the 4th. That should have been 2 interceptions. They had 2 opportunities to intercept Rodgers right there, but unfortunately they didn't. No, well, fortunately they didn't. Unfortunate for the Vikings, but fortunate for the Packers. Westbrook's back. Touchback. I mean, at this point, it's just slop time. 4 interceptions for Cousins. Both Smith brothers have 1, which not, like I said, Alcho brothers. And then obviously, Tevin Hinn has a pick six, and then Chandler Sullivan had that one-handed interception. Sending in 12 now. Someone, that cornerback over there, I think that's Alexander, is in the zone because it's Edge below him. Here we go, and now it's a screen. Good screen. Blockers in front. And that is someone. I don't know. I think that's Ham, and it is. To their own 47-yard line. 2:35 to go. I don't want to shut him out still. But if we don't, we should be able to still win. I'm only rushing 3. That ball is chomped, but, I mean, to our 48-yard line, sending down in 5. I'm going to get out of this. Here we go. 2:05 to play. Sending in 5 from our 48-yard line. And they will do it one more play, one last play before the 2-minute warning. And they're going to throw it wide open as 84. It's 2-minute warning here in Minnesota. 31-0 Green Bay as the Packers are 2 minutes away from going to, and the Packers are 2 minutes away from going to the Super Bowl, and the Packers are 157 away from going to the Super Bowl 56 in LA. Winner obviously will be playing Baltimore or Buffalo in Super Bowl 56, and that was right by Vinny and Jay. The Packers had tried sending out a 9. The Packers are just under 2 minutes away from moving on to Super Bowl 56 in LA, where they play the Ravens or the Bills. Here we go, and now Knight falls down. That ball is incomplete. Ham dropped it, 3rd down. And posing for a pitcher is the offense. There's Sternberger, Monroe got released, Rogers, Adams, Jones. 3rd and 9. Here we go. Now that throw, and that ball is caught. Down the 17, it hurried up here, but they're down by, 31. 90 seconds to play. Trying to keep him off the scoreboard. Here's Jefferson. What a move. Juked in down to the 3. 1st and goal, Minnesota. Here we go. 1st and over, Minnesota. That ball is caught. Touchdown, Minnesota. There goes the shutout, but we're still up by plenty. It's now 31-6 Green Bay. The shutout is gone with just over a minute to play in the game. And it's your point by their kicker, who I don't know who the heck it is. Turned down the middle. Drove 74 yards in just under 2.5 minutes. Cousins went 8 for 9, 71 yards and a touchdown pass on that drive, but I don't think that'd be onside in there, but just in case. It's now 31-7 Green Bay with 67 seconds to play. They are onside in it. Oh, I was going to have a hand team out there, but I waited too long. That ball will be recovered by, I believe that's Vernon Scott. He got popped. Who in real life is, I believe, a safety. I literally hit the button for the hands team, but unfortunately, it was literally like a second after the time ran out for me to pick my play. And, well, but either way, Scott got the ball. We're at their 48-yard line, 66 seconds to go. And we're just going to run out the clock here. And here's Jones. I should have ran out the middle, but ran the other way. His 8 rushes, 22 yards. We're going to have to do one more play. We are going to the Super Bowl, guys. I thought that would be a closer game, but clearly it was not. Here's Jones. Jones, biggest run of the game. Obviously, there's only 30 seconds to go. I thought that was, I thought that was a Green Bay player, but it was a Minnesota player. Now it's Nia, because I did not want any more injuries. Because we already had Kenny Clark, who could be out for the Super Bowl. If that was Jones who's out for the Super Bowl. We do have A.J. Dillon, who's a running back out of Boston College. He's a big man. The Vikings are charged a timeout because of that injury. We're just on Niet. Yeah, that's it. So, yeah, that's it. That's going to be it. Well, once the clock runs out. I thought I ran it out, but yeah, that's going to be, I'm not going to do another play. I thought I hit 2 clock, and that was on would have ran out the rest of the time, but 3, 2, 1. That's it. The Packers are going to the Super Bowl for the first time since 2010. Rodgers and the Packers are back in the big game for the first time, like I said, since 2010, where they beat the Steelers. I think it was, what, 31-25? I think, if I remember right, that game was in Dallas. It was Super Bowl 45, where the Packers beat the Steelers 31-25, and now they're going to L.A., now the Packers are going back to the big game for the first time since 2010, and they're playing, obviously, in Super Bowl 56 in L.A., and they'll play the Ravens or the Bills in the big game in L.A. 4 takeaways for us, all interceptions by Cousins. They had 1 takeaway, which is an interception by Rodgers on the first play of a scrimmage for the Packers or either team. And I wish there was a presentation of, like, the whatever trophy the NFC champion, or I wish there was a presentation of the whatever trophy the NFC champions did when I wish there was a trophy presentation of the trophy, whatever trophy the NFC champions get, but there's not. There's a Super Bowl. There's a Vince Lombardi trophy presentation to the winner of the Super Bowl, which we might win it. I mean, there's a 50% chance. Rodgers only had 192 yards and 2 touchdowns, but his team beat the Vikings by 24 points. Jones 9 carries, 39 yards. Adams 4 receptions, 92 yards. Curtis Samuel 3 receptions, 73 yards, and obviously 2 touchdowns. Head of a game, and the Packers are going to the Super Bowl for the first time. Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers are going to the Super Bowl for the first time since 2010, where they played the Steelers in Super Bowl 45 and beat them 31-25 in Dallas. And obviously the Packers are going to Super Bowl 56 in LA, where they'll play the Ravens or the Bills. As Cousins 181 yards, obviously that 1 touchdown with 1 receptions, and then I just had Rodgers 192 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. 71% completion percentage for Cousins, 64% completion percentage for Rodgers. Head of a game, I mean, I thought it was going to be closer, but it wasn't. As we beat the Vikings 31-7, so we beat them by 24 points, and the Packers will be playing the Buffalo Bills or the Baltimore Ravens in the big game. As obviously, I wish in real life the Packers got to the Super Bowl, but they did not. But in this game they do. As hopefully we can win it. And the next episode of the series will be the Super Bowl. We're going to go back to the main menu because I'm going to sim the Super Bowl. Fun. I'm going to sim the Super Bowl, and so you can see. That Daniel Hunter was the guy I believe that got hurt at the end. I don't see who we're playing, if it's Baltimore or Buffalo. I don't really care because I think we didn't beat either one of them. So, I mean, our defense played pretty good. I know this wasn't a top offense. If we do play Baltimore, we gotta really contain Jackson. Because he can run, and Josh Allen also could run. Kirk Cousins could run too, but obviously, especially not as much as Cousins couldn't run as much as Jackson. And Allen probably can't run as much as Jackson, but Allen still can run. As Buffalo, they're trying to get to the Super Bowl. So obviously, there was that one time, the 90s or the 80s, where they made it to the Super Bowl. The Bills did 4 straight years and lost all 4 years. They haven't been to the Super Bowl in like forever. Packers haven't been there since 2010. This is the second Super Bowl for Rodgers. He won his first one like I said, and it's his second NFC Championship game win. As let's look at this quick. I don't want to waste too much of your time, so I'll sim to see who we're playing. See who we're playing in the Super Bowl 56 at SoFi Stadium in LA. It's Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, especially because obviously when we were at US Bank Stadium the first time in Week 11, we lost to them, and then we lost to the Vikings in Week 11 in Minneapolis, but then beat the Vikings in Week 17 at home at Lambeau, and now we beat the Vikings in the NFC Championship game in Minneapolis. The defense will have +5 hit power for the next game. That's good for the Super Bowl. You have earned +5 stat points, whatever. But now, I mean, indoor stadium, so I don't have to worry about any wind or anything. Well, like Minnesota, but Crosby did it from 56. So I advanced to the Pro Bowl. I think we'll know then who we'll be playing in the Super Bowl. If not, then we'll send in the Super Bowl. But we're not at the Pro Bowl right now just because. And my voice sounds a little different. We're playing the Ravens. I don't know if you can really see it, but you can kind of see it right there. The glare might be a little bad. As yeah, I want to see the final score. So we're playing the Ravens, 28-11. The Ravens. I mean, I commend them. I 100% commend them. Because the Ravens, who were the 6th seed, literally, or they did, not literally, but literally, you could say, won 3 road games. They beat the Jaguars in Jacksonville, beat the 1-seeded Browns in Cleveland, and then beat the 3-seeded Jaguars in Jacksonville, beat the 1-seeded Browns in Cleveland, and then they beat the 4-seeded Bills in Buffalo, as they beat the Bills 28-11. Obviously, we beat the Vikings 31-7. So we beat the Cardinals 36-19. We beat the Cowboys 41-3, and then we beat the Vikings 31-7. In all our games, we've scored 30-plus points. And for the Ravens, I mean, yeah, they're 35 points and only 17 points. So they won by, what, 11, 7, and then 17. And then obviously and then the Cardinals, obviously, we beat them by, we beat the Cowboys by 38, and then we beat the Vikings by 24. I should be able to do this math easily, but, you know, I'm not dumb, but I had a long way to scroll. So we beat the closest game in the playoffs was the Cardinals game. We beat the Cardinals by 17, beat the Cowboys by 38, and beat the Vikings by 24. And like I said, the Ravens beat the Jaguars by 11, then they beat the Browns by 7, and then they beat the Bills by 17. Technically, I think they'll be the home team, because this year the AFC team is the home team technically, but with the 6-seeded Bengals, or 6-seeded, not Bengals, the 6-seeded Ravens versus the 5-seeded Packers. So both of these teams in the Super Bowl were wild card teams. Usually you don't see that, because like the Bengals in this past Super Bowl were a division winner, and then for the Rams. But this is 2 wild card teams in the Super Bowl. Yeah, I'll do it closing and flip. See you on the other side. So like I said, usually like the Bengals, this past Super Bowl, in real life, the Rams are the division winner along with the Bengals. But in this Super Bowl, it's 2 wild card teams. 2 wild card teams, and the Ravens had to win 3 road games to get here. We might have had to do that. The Pounders didn't have to win 3 road games. They were a wild card team, but they did have a home playoff game was in the divisional round. But for the Ravens, they had to win 3 road games to get to LA, and they did. So I commend them. Obviously, it's only a video game, but now let's beat them. I want to send to the game, but let's see who made the Pro Bowl. Tom Brady? Huh. We would definitely decline that. Mahomes, Mayfield, Field, Haffrey, Henry, Barkley, Harris, Evans, Lamb, Hopkins. The other side, Allen. You have Tyreek Hill, obviously. You have Travis Kelce for the tight end. You have Godwin, Kittle, Gronkowski, Hal Pitts, and Khalil Mack. Not bad. So, yeah. So yeah, let's advance to the Super Bowl right now. Play the Ravens. Well, obviously we're not playing them in this episode, but and the Ravens, who went 10-7 in the regular season, I've said that both teams were wild card teams. Jackson obviously looks like he had almost 4,000 passing yards, 28 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, but also obviously has that some Russian touchdowns probably. There's a thing on here that's Super Bowl Media Day and also the yearly awards. I'll show you all that stuff about the Super Bowl Media Day, and I'll also show you the yearly awards in the next episode, because obviously it'll be the last game of the season, regardless if we win or lose. Yeah, so I mean they're an 85 overall, 83. They have an 85 offense and 83 or they have an 85 offense, 83 defense, and they're an 84 overall. So we have a 92 offense, 85 defense, and we're an 88 overall. So we're plus what 7 for offense, plus only 2 for defense, and a plus 4 for overall. I mean, it's not a close game. The one that I want to see doesn't say I have a new injury, but is Clark injured? Not on here. Although he said he had a dislocated shoulder, which really you could pop it back in place, which it might hurt, but it only says Bakhtiari hurt with that complete ACL tear, which happened on New Year's Eve in 2020. So let's say Clark will be playing, because it would have said 1 new injury, and even if it didn't say that, it didn't say he was on the injury report. So let's say Clark will be playing. Kenny Clark will be playing in the Super Bowl. Packers, Ravens. We are the road team technically, which means we do call heads or tails for the coin toss before the game and before overtime if the game does go to overtime, especially for overtime. You actually get to choose, so that to be huge because obviously that game goes to overtime might be determined on who gets the ball first. Like in that Bills and Chiefs playoff game, what, a month and a half ago, where Chiefs got the ball first and went down and scored a touchdown. Hopefully this game doesn't go to overtime, but if it does, we get to choose heads or tails. We're technically the road team. That game is in LA at SoFi Stadium. It's 30 p.m. Eastern. Packers are the road team, and the Ravens are the home team. And the Packers are the road team, and the Ravens are the home team. I just gotta stop rambling here. That's episode of the series. I'm not sure when it's going to be in real life, but in this game, obviously, it will be Super Bowl 56 in LA against the Ravens. Hopefully, it'll be sooner than later, but obviously, there's other stuff like I have my barbecue auction, barbecue fundraiser at my school that Saturday. Also, something to do with I have some, other stuff to do, and obviously, this is not priority. So more important than this is God, family, or first is God, second is family, third is school, and then fourth is this. So hopefully next episode of the series will be sooner than later. But also then there's spring break, and I'm down to Arizona to see my grandma and grandpa for spring break, and I'm there for almost 90% of I'm there for like 90% of spring break. So it's like can't film when I'm there. So it's like I might bring the PS4 there. Even if I do, I probably won't be able to film. And even if I could, I probably wouldn't because obviously I'd be vlogging of what I'm doing, and I only have this camera, and the SD card's not unlimited, so it's like, well. So, yeah, if I was here for spring break, I would definitely do the Super Bowl during spring break. And I still might because I'm not there for the entirety of spring break, but like I said, I'm there for like probably 90% of spring break. Just gotta play it by ear. Obviously, you guys will find out when I post next episode of the series, which will be the Super Bowl against the Ravens, obviously, when I post it. Hopefully it'll be sooner than later. Hopefully it'll be sooner than later. Like I said, Packers are 11-6. Ravens are 10-7. Both were wild card teams, which is rare. Or usually you see two teams in the Super Bowl. They were both division winners, and possibly both the one seed. But there were two wild card teams, and the Ravens, like I said, won 3 road games to get here. And obviously we won 2 road games and 1 home game. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, that's time on the board. If you have episode the like button, subscribe if you haven't. Tell your mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, aunts, uncles, pets, and friends about these videos. And I'm going to see an episode number 9 of his Green Bay Packers Madden 22 franchise series. See you in episode number 9. And you got a bacon and go Packers.